We're going to look at Article 5 real quick. So there are 4 ways that you can amend the Constitution. There are 2 ways to propose to get the ball rolling on amending the Constitution, and then there are 2 ways to ratify, which means to formally approve. So at the top, it says, the Congress, when every 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution. So over here on the left-hand side, under this first one, that's what you should put. It takes 2/3 of both the House and the Senate. So 2/3 of both the House and the Senate, or 2/3 of Congress, and that's how we propose it. Or on the application of the legislatures of 2/3 of the several states shall call a convention for proposing an amendment, which means the proposing part can actually get its start by the states calling on Congress to create a convention for the purpose of proposing an amendment. That has never been used. When we're talking about federalism and the division of power between state and national government, most people will say that the amendment process is a reflection of that because it has to start at the national level. Well, that's because the only way that we have ever introduced or proposed an amendment is by 2/3 of both the House and the Senate. But there is a way, if 2/3 of the states want to get this started and Congress isn't starting it, then 2/3 of the state legislatures can call for a convention for the purpose of proposing this amendment. Excuse me, which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution when ratified. So here are the 2 ways to ratify: by legislatures of 3/4 of the states. So the first way is once it is proposed by 2/3 of Congress or 2/3 of the states requesting a convention for the purpose of proposing, then we're going to send this amendment to the states. So regardless of the way, the first way or the second way to ratify, it has to have the states sign off on that. So if we send an amendment to the states and 3/4 of the states vote, the state legislatures vote, then we can ratify it that way, or by convention in 3/4 thereof. And so what we could do is, instead of having the legislature that already exists, we would actually create conventions in each one of the states where delegates would go, and their only purpose would be to vote on this particular amendment. And that has only happened with the 21st Amendment when we repeal the 18th Amendment's prohibition. So once again, there are 2 ways to propose, 2 ways to ratify, and so when you look at a combination of those, notice there are 4 arrows over here because a combination of each one of those gives us actually 4 ways to formally amend the Constitution. 2/3 of the House and Senate voting on that, or 2/3 of the states requesting that it be proposed, then we're going to, for either way, send it to the states. So either 3/4 of the state legislature that already exists, or we create a convention where we elect people, and if 3/4 of the states at these conventions agree that this should be a change to the Constitution, then it will be amended.